Hi guys, LateCom here, and in today's video, I really wanted to talk about how you can get your crystal gem set in the most efficient way possible. I know this video is probably like 6 months overdue, and the reason for why I'm actually making it right now is because I've been getting a surge of, questions being asked about, oh my god, how do you get your crystal gems so fast? Apparently, a lot of people seem to think that one of the main quickest ways is just to buy like 15 crystal gem converters, and that is honestly a really bad idea. Because that's gonna take like 225,000 qubits, which is absolutely ridiculous. Because in this video, I'm going to outline basically some of the most efficient methods for you to make use of the features available in the game that will allow you to get your crystal gem set as efficiently as possible. So right off the bat, crystal gem converters in the store is honestly a big no-no unless you have, let's say, 1 or 2 upgrades left to get. So I'm just going to first assume that you guys are probably in the middle game stage where you already have a set of stellar gems and are trying to transition that stellar gem set into a crystal gem set, which would essentially put you at around 25 to 30,000 power rank. So the first thing that I would recommend you guys to do is to get your free or so-called free crystal class gem. Because all you're gonna need is basically just a couple of class gem keys. You're gonna just head on over into like Uber 9 Shores of the Everdark. You just farm a couple of those dungeons there, open the boxes, and through a little bit of decent RNG, I would say you would get a 3-star crystal class gem. Now, I'm gonna point out another important factor, and one of the most important things that you should note is that you should not just use crystal gem converters on your lesser gems. As you can see right here, I'm gonna swap on over to my bard for a little bit of a demo, right? This is what you should be having, right? You should be getting your crystal gems from farming in Uber 11 worlds. Now, this is where a problem arises. Let's say you're at 25,000 PR and you can't enter into Uber 11. Now, what I want you guys to do, this might sound like really counterintuitive, but I want you guys to farm to 30,000 PR with 1 crystal class gem and the rest of the items that you have being stellar. If you want to make this the fastest method possible, you should be able to at least enter Uber 11 before starting to focus on getting crystal gems. Because if you're below 30,000 PR and you still can't enter Uber 11, to be honest, getting crystal gems is probably the least of your worries. You have a lot more things to farm right before you get on to farming crystal gems, and I would recommend you to be able to get into Uber 11 worlds before you actually actively start searching for methods to farm crystal gems in their entirety. So let's just say you are finally now able to enter into Uber 11 after farming to 30,000 PR, getting the required light levels and stuff like that, and you can finally enter into Uber 11. Now the next thing that I want you guys to do is, as bad as this sounds, leech in Uber 11 5 farms. Yes, once again, I am promoting the uprising of leeching once you actually can enter the specific top side or Uber level. And what you want to do is just to join the 5 farm chat, because this chat is basically where people host like 5-star farms in Geode topside, where a lot of these Uber 11 boxes can drop. And if you didn't already know, if let's say I do open these boxes, you're gonna get like stellar gems every box, and on karma you're actually going to get a crystal gem right there. Okay, so I did get a fierce water gem, and essentially this pretty much saves you so much time rather than you spending a lot of qubits or credits to buy crystal gem converters just to convert your gems. So this is going to be something that you could be doing until you get a set of lesser gems. An upside about this is that people usually allow you to AFK in these auto Uber 11 topside farms. And at the same time, you can also get like XP and level up your Paragon level and get some Paragon Pinatas so that you get some additional flux, and then you can do whatever the hell you want with it. So it's pretty much going to be something that you can do to kill two birds with one stone. You can increase your Paragon level while farming the topside worlds. You can get Adventurine while farming the quests, although that's limited to 5 per day, as well as getting your Uber 11 gem boxes so that you can actually open them up and get crystal gems. Now, that leaves us with 3 empowered gems that you have right here that don't actually have the opportunity to be upgraded to crystal just yet. Now, one thing that I could recommend you guys to do is just to craft 3 of these crystal gem converters with some primal gem shards and Thunder Charge crystals, or you could also resort to getting the crystal gem converter in the store. As I've said earlier, it might not be worth it, or honestly, it is not worth it to get like 10 of these from the store with this 15,000 qubits. But if it's only like 1 or 2, then honestly, it's not too big of a deal to spend like 15,000, because that's probably around like 1 or 2 weeks of daily starbar farming. So this is going to be one of your main quickest ways of actually getting your crystal gems to max. You only need essentially 3 of these crystal gem converters in actual fact to get all of your gems to crystal. If let's say you are currently in a predicament where you actually have maxed augmented crystal gems. Now, what you could do is to farm an entirely new set, but still keep the old one and continue farming qubits until you can slowly upgrade each and every one of them, because I know that it might be a crazy investment for you in terms of the amount of bound brilliance that you're gonna need to spend to augment all of the gems up to max at 100% once again. But there isn't really any other way other than to find a way to get crystal gem converters for your already maxed gems, or to just get a brand new set of crystal gems that you will have to manually augment once again. Whichever way that you think is more viable for you, depending on, like, let's say your financial situation, where let's say you can afford to spend like a lot of flux on credit pouches in the marketplace, and let's say if you're good at flux farming, then I would recommend you to probably contemplate about spending on a little bit of credit pouches in the marketplace with flux. But that's only if flux farming is a very, very easy thing for you to do, and if let's say you can somehow farm up to like 20 or 25 million flux per day. Well, otherwise, I will not recommend you guys to get the crystal gem converters with credits, because qubits is going to be a time-gated thing in which you can't really control, but credits is something that you can control with flux farming. But ultimately, it all boils down to how fast you can farm credit pouches, or rather farm flux to buy credit pouches off the marketplace, or how fast you can get bound brilliance to upgrade your gems. One thing that I would never, ever, ever recommend you guys to do is to craft the crystal gem boxes. Like, the crystal empowered gem boxes are just a scam. Because as you can see in the tooltip, it says open for a chance to get class gem key fragments or a crystal empowered gem, which honestly is really, really painful when you actually drop a class gem key fragment instead of like what you wished for, which is the crystal empowered gem itself. And alongside that, you also have a chance at getting 2-star empowered gems as well, which I don't think you want to be getting, because as you've already known, 2-star crystal gems, or at least 2-star empowered gems in general, can never reach the same maximum amount of power rank that a 3-star empowered gem can reach. And I'm pretty sure this is common knowledge by now, but I just wanted to point this out once again. And of course, you're gonna need like Phoenix motes and empowered gem fragments and primal gem shards, and these things are just stuff that's relatively hard to come by in bulk, that is. So I will not recommend you guys to craft these boxes at all, because it's not worth it, and it's way more efficient for you to just farm using other methods to get these. So that's pretty much about it. There isn't really too many other methods for you to utilize when it comes to getting your stellar gems to crystal. But I hope this really did help you at least a little bit to understand the workings of how you should be upgrading your stellar gems into crystal. And I guess I will see you guys sometime soon. I might plan on working on some of my classes. You can see right here, I have a lot of them down to like 18k and 10k. But I have plans on working on each and every one of them soon and making a guide for some of them. But until then, I will leave you with that. Thank you guys so much for tuning in all the way until the end of this video. I will see you guys sometime soon. And as usual, peace out.